Hi, I'm Jayne Storey. Welcome to Chi Power Golf, Building a Better Swing. I've been studying the ancient Chinese martial art of Tai Chi for over 23 years, and I've managed to distill much of the inherent wisdom in this art to help you take strokes off your game. In this video, Building a Better Swing, I'm going to help you to learn how to master your body chemistry so that you can maintain the swing you've already got when you're under pressure on the golf course. Now, I'm sure, like most golfers, you've had the experience of having a perfect swing in front of your swing coach, playing a friendly game with your mates, or practicing on your own on the driving range. And yet, when it comes to the middle of a golf game, your swing breaks down. That's because you're not able to, as yet, master your body chemistry. Building a Better Swing, I'm going to teach you 3 stance keeping or standing meditation postures from Tai Chi to help you fix this very common problem. I'm joined now by Mark Griffiths, PGA professional here at Blue Mountain Golf Centre, part of the Crown Golf Academies. Mark's been practicing stance keeping or standing meditation with me for a number of years.
It's certainly really important for me to remain balanced, really feel grounded.
There's a term in golf science, isn't there, called ground force energy. You know, that the lower you are to the ground, the more contact you have with the ground, the further you can hit the ball. Do you feel that the standing practice can help with things like that?
Yeah, massively. It certainly makes me feel very strong and powerful when you're using the ground energy to explode the power into the golf ball. And certainly when I coach, if you can get that into people's mind, then they'll use that power from the ground to hit the ball further.
Yeah, and as a form of meditation as well, as a form of standing meditation, I find it's a much more active way for people to be calm and centred on the course, because some of the postures, as we'll show in a minute, are very much like your address posture.
Yeah, absolutely.
So now I'm going to teach you 3 traditional stance keeping postures from Tai Chi to help you build a better swing, and also to teach you how to maintain the swing that you've got when you're under pressure on the golf course. So the first posture, we call it Wu Chi, and Wu Chi basically means emptiness or the infinity posture, and it's the basis for all your standing meditation. So it's quite a natural posture. You want to stand with your feet under your shoulders, toes pointing out very slightly, and you want to soften the body as much as possible. Remember, the more relaxed you are, the softer you are, the more powerful you are, and also the quicker you are. So relaxing your ankles, relaxing the knees, so you just want a very slight bend in your knee, and then you want to sit down into your legs and relax your upper body. Now, most people are centred, their energy is centred up here in the chest and in the shoulders, because most people are shallow breathing. So I'll show you how unrooted Mark is if he focuses his energy up in his chest. So if I try to give him a little shove, he's going to go straight back in the driving bay. Now, when you're setting up to the ball, you want to be balanced, rooted, and have your energy down into the ground. So 3 things you need to be aware of or focus on. 1 is emptying the chest. In Tai Chi, we call it hollowing the chest. And you'll naturally want to breathe out as you expel the air from your lungs as you hollow and empty your chest. Secondly, you're going to place your mind or your awareness on your navel area. This helps you to breathe nice and deeply and breathe slowly into the body. The third thing I want you to be aware of are the soles of your feet in contact with the ground. So once Mark's focused on these 3 areas, if I try to give him a little push, see how much more rooted and how much more balanced he is. So this is your first posture, Wu Chi. And clients who've had success with this training and taken it into their golf will stand like this for a minimum of 5 minutes. The second posture is called holding the ball. So after Mark stood in Wu Chi for 5 minutes, he's going to slowly raise his hands to about shoulder height. Now, what you want to focus on here is, even though the hands are raised, that you're still rooted and still grounded. Otherwise, when you get to the top of your backswing, all the energy that you've had in your feet and in the navel area is going to rise to the top of the body, and again, you're going to be unbalanced. And you want to have a circular shape here, elbows set down, shoulders set down, hands turning out very slightly. So by emptying the chest, focusing on the navel and being aware of the feet in contact with the floor, it becomes impossible for me to budge Mark from his stance. This is what we were talking about earlier. Mark's now developing his ground force energy, so he's got all the energy from the upper body pouring down the legs and into the feet. So the more energy he's got going down into the ground, the further he's going to hit his drives. So the second posture, holding the ball, I want you to hold that for 5 minutes. What will happen is your stress response will kick in after a certain amount of time. It could be a minute, it could be 4 minutes, but your stress response will kick in. It's hard work standing still. Your adrenaline will rise, your heart rate will probably go up, your muscles will get tired, your shoulders will ache, your legs will ache. All of that combined will induce a stress response. By doing your stance keeping, you're learning to override your stress response by keeping the body relaxed, emptying the chest, focusing on the navel, focusing on the feet, and breathing nice and deeply. You'll learn to stay calm under pressure. So you're learning to master your body's chemistry. So it's 5 minutes Wu Chi, 5 minutes holding the ball, and then your last posture, Mark's going to drop his hands. You see he's raised his stance very slightly too. He's dropping his hands and he's just standing there with his hands against the navel area. Just called holding the Dan Tien. The Dan Tien is the name that we give to the navel in Tai Chi. So having the hands here for the last 5 minutes of the practice really encourages your mental awareness and your energy to drop to the navel area. And as you know by now, focusing here allows your breathing to become slower, deeper in the body, which calms the nervous system down. So a useful way for this to work when you're on the course, if you're waiting to tee off perhaps, instead of standing there worrying and filling your head with swing thoughts and negative self-interference, take your driver, hands against the navel, empty the chest, focus on the feet, be aware of yourself breathing, and you'll be much more calm, much more focused, and much more relaxed when it comes to teeing off. So practicing stance keeping is a way for you to master your body's chemistry when you're under pressure. So now let's have a look at how you can take this and apply it to your golf game. So as Mark stands to the ball, without focusing on any of the drills which I've been teaching you in this lesson, you'll find that you're not very centered or balanced. So the 3 things to be aware of from your stance keeping practice are to empty the chest, focus on the navel. This helps you to breathe nice and deeply and slowly. Become aware of your feet in contact with the floor. Take a couple of moments, sort out your posture, focus on your breath, get into your feet. Perfect setup. This is the only part of the swing over which any golfer has conscious control. So instead of worrying about swing thoughts, become aware of swing feelings. Clients who've made a commitment to practice stance keeping 4 days out of 7 take an average of 3 strokes off their game within 6 short months. Building a better swing is useful for your putting, as the more stable and rooted you feel when standing still over the shot, chances are you're going to have a great putt. So if Mark focuses on his balance, his posture, emptying the chest, mind at the centre, which is your navel area, being aware of his feet firmly on the ground, just taking a moment to feel comfortable over the shot before striking the ball, chances are he's going to have a great shot. In summing up then, these foundational exercises from the Chi Power Golf system are the simplest and most effective ways for you to take fewer shots around the golf course. Try to be consistent with your practice. 4 days out of 7 for 20 minutes is the allotted time you need to spend working through these drills at home. If you're practicing breathing to win and building a better swing, 2 times a week for each of these practices make your 4 out of 7. The Eastern way is to focus on the process rather than the outcome. And if you practice your stance keeping regularly, the results in your golf game will take care of themselves, and soon you'll learn to stand like a mountain and move like a river.